Kaniswa on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube.
Hey, what's up, angels? It's Kaniswa. So, guys, welcome back to another amazing Turban Tuesday. So, guys, let's get into it. All right, guys. So, what do you call a person who goes from relationship to relationship? Well, we call that a serious monogamist. Okay. Now, being a serial monogamist is not necessarily a bad thing, but people who have those type of traits, they do have a much more deeper underlying issues, which sometimes can be fear of abandonment, low self-esteem, codependency tendencies, patterns of someone who is a serial monogamist, someone who is prone to toxic relationships, and obviously the biggest one, moving from one relationship just quickly to another without taking time to heal and to just spend time with themselves. That's like the biggest one. Sometimes people who are serial monogamists, they suffer with trauma. And this is one of those things that can definitely be another underlying issue. Trauma, including childhood trauma, which can lead to several difficulties in relationships as adults. Sometimes unresolved trauma can manifest as challenges in handling conflict, communicating with a partner. This can cause a person to adopt patterns of, once again, serial monogamy. So trauma is a very, very big one. We talk about that a lot here in Turban Tuesdays. We all are suffering from some type of trauma, okay? None of us are trauma free. So yeah, we all suffer trauma, and definitely childhood trauma is something, it's another big one that really, really pops up a lot for a lot of people in many, many areas. You got to heal your inner child. So how to break the cycle of being a serial monogamist? Obviously, something yet again that I do talk about a lot here on Turban Tuesdays. We got to get therapy, guys. Therapy. Sitting with a therapist, being aware of these behaviors and the patterns and everything in your relationships are the keys to make the big changes that need to be made. If you have a fear of being single, try consider where this may come from. Once again, digging back through your childhood. Maybe, you may have issues with feeling abandoned and things like that. What relationships did you see growing up as a child? Do you think being single will reflect badly on you? How do you think about your loved ones and their acquaintances? How do you handle loneliness? So now, guys, what possessed Kaniswa to go and choose the topic of a serial monogamist? What triggered this? Well, Jennifer Lopez. Now, you guys know Jennifer Lopez released her This Is Me Now, a love story. So I'm cruising through the internet and everything, and I'm listening to what people are saying and hearing people's views, and I'm just like, why are people like, why is it so much hate right now for Jennifer? Oh my God. So I went ahead and I decided I was going to watch the musical. And it's not really a musical, it's more like what do they call it? A visual album, I guess. But nevertheless, visual album, musical, whatever you want to call it, I watched it. And honestly, I don't see what other people are seeing. Like, I liked it. So here is my thoughts. Music wise, obviously J-Lo's gonna get 5 stars from me. My favorite song is Rebound, and that is my favorite video. Okay. I love the visuals of the entire thing from beginning, middle to end. They were beautiful. Oh, and then also I love J-Lo's Can't Get Enough, which was not only my favorite, but it was also a sample from Alton Ellis's I'm Still in Love with You, Girl. And I kept listening to it and I'm like, I know I done heard this was somewhere. This is an old one here. This is not nothing new. And I looked it up. It was definitely, so shout out to Alton Ellis and everybody who put that song together for Jennifer. Y'all did an amazing job on that. My favorite part of it is the Zodiac Council. They were hilarious. They were funny. They kept you entertained, honey. Let me tell y'all something. That Keke Palmer, my cousin Keke. Y'all go watch it. You'll see what I mean. But they all were good. She had people there representing the entire zodiac, and Keke was representing, I think, Scorpio. And the stuff that all of them were doing, they were all amazing. They were all very, very good, and they were very, very funny. The comic relief, definitely. I was definitely surprised to see, I hope I say his name right, Sadhguru. I was surprised to see him. I was like, oh, she got him in it. But yeah, the Zodiac Council was like my favorite part in it, definitely. Seeing Fat Joe there as the therapist. Yeah, and Fat Joe does give me like vibes like he is somebody you can probably just go sit down and talk to, and he'll drop a little knowledge on you. Like I stated, the visuals was amazing. A lot of people didn't understand the heart factory, and for me, what I got from it was the heart, when it started to malfunction, basically it was Jennifer's heart breaking. Even the part with Ben Affleck when they were riding the motorcycle, it was just basically when Jennifer met Ben, you know, they were dating and doing what they were doing, and then of course obviously they broke up. She went through different relationships that did not work out, and then obviously Ben is back in the picture with her. All in all, I think that it was a very, very good, whether we say visual album, musical, whatever you want to call it. It was good. I liked it. A lot of people said on the internet, and that's what kind of made me want to kind of dive into this. A lot of people said on the internet, and they continue to talk about how, oh my God, Jennifer is, yes, obsessed with love and loves love, and you know, but I feel like what I got from it was this. Jennifer, that was her testimony, number one. And we got to look past the messenger for those who may not like Jennifer Lopez for whatever their reasons are. You got to look past the messenger and catch the overall message. And I feel like the message in her story was this. She wanted to share with the world, number one, going from relationship to relationship to relationship, and not dealing with yourself, which is something that a lot of us, we got to learn to do. You have to deal with your shit, deal with your stuff before you go and try to be in relationships with other people. Be comfortable and love you before you go out here and you try to be comfortable and love someone else. Okay? That's number one. Number two, showing, I feel like this wasn't just for Jennifer to say how she felt and how she feels in her testimony and everything. I really feel like this was also for the younger girls that are coming up, young ladies that are my age and maybe around my age, and maybe a lot of us a lot younger. When you're out here dealing with guys and men, don't rush into things. Take your time, and vice versa, even with some of the men and some of the guys with women. Take your time. Stop rushing. You know, take your time. Find out who you are as a person. Find out what you like, and just love on you. because there was a scene in her documentary wherein Jennifer had to go back and address her younger self. She had to make things right with her younger self, which is basically her healing her younger self. And I think this whole documentary, Jennifer was very, very clearly very vulnerable. And I think now, looking back on things, I think she sees now, yes, where she may have gone wrong, what she needed to do, what she needs to correct, what she needs to keep going. And I think it's a learning lesson for us. It's not just about Jennifer Lopez and her relationships and Jennifer Lopez and the men that she's dated and married and all the hoopla. It's not about that. It was a teaching moment, something to share, specifically with, I feel, for Jennifer, the younger females that are coming up, even the younger females that we see in the entertainment industry in this day and age. Some of the crazy decisions that they're making, like it was something in there that was meant to teach us a lesson. It was a lesson in there for us, both men and women. And I think I understood it. I get it. I understand it. It's more to it than just Jennifer being in love. It was something for us to learn from. You see the mistakes that she made, don't make them. You know, she went through it, so other younger girls who may look up to her, and even maybe men and stuff like that, you ain't got to go through those crazy mistakes.
Follow Kaniswa on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube.